And with more sectors and industries opening up for business again, what is the current state of the job market? Let's find out from Philip Gioca, JobStreet Philippines Country Manager. Philip, thank you so much for joining us. Taking a look at the government numbers of unemployed, is it accurate? Are we seeing more of our kababayans being employed as the economy opens up?
Yes, that's correct. It's actually reflective of what we see in the job board. Before the pandemic, it was 100,000 jobs every day. During the pandemic, it went down to 65% below or 35,000 jobs per day. But we have seen an improvement by almost 30% improvement in the last 3 months. So now jobs are about 45,000 per day. So there is really a sense on the numbers that was given the situation that economies opening up, business are still continuing and starting to expand these days.
We're seeing an incremental increase in the number of job openings, but which particular sectors and industries, Philip, are currently the job generators?
The job generators that we see continues to be the call center, IT-enabled BPO. The government is actually increasing its capacities. Education, human resources, retail, manufacturing, computer IT, of course, the healthcare, banking, and then construction.
But are more people now working from home than basically taking transport to their respective offices?
You can say that is correct because work from home now is a viable option. And therefore, more people and more companies are opening up that option of working from home. And therefore, the complement, aside from having social distancing and protocols inside the office, the complementary number of employees is segmented using work from home setup.
And these job generators that you just mentioned, Philip, are we already seeing a peak, or is there still more ways to go and more job openings in November, December, and January?
Based on our survey, it is seen to be optimistic in the next 6 months as more and more companies are opening up and has adopted to this new normal, embracing the online adaptation to the business.
On the flip side though, Philip, which industries and sectors have slowed down hiring new employees?
So these are the most affected because of the pandemic. These are the tourism, travel, and things that we normally, go to for leisure and, the movies. However, we could see an uptick on that during these holidays as Filipinos, celebrate Christmas this December, and, there's going to be some more in January. But hopefully, because of this opening up, we don't see an increase in, the pandemic or COVID infection still.
So hopefully in November and December, as we enter the new year, there will be more jobs created, particularly in the sectors that have been really hard hit. As you mentioned,
Correct.
The tourism, travel, and the leisure industries. Yes. But tell us, Philip, these jobs that are currently available, are they permanent or mostly contractual?
What we could see is a variety of jobs. There are jobs that are permanent. However, you could see more jobs being offered on a freelancing basis because, and which is good because you can take 2 jobs at the same time. And the principles is not just in the Philippines, but also offering jobs on a freelance basis coming from abroad.
And what about the overseas markets? Is there hope for our kababayans to work abroad again?
Yes, we could see that several countries are opening up, namely Saudi Arabia, UAE, Kuwait, Qatar, and Australia. And they're looking for healthcare, caregivers, engineers, construction workers, and factory workers.
As you mentioned, there are a lot of jobs available now, particularly in the information technology and call center spaces. What is your advice to potential job seekers who are in other sectors, not in the digital space? What must they do to upscale their skill sets?
Okay, so number one, we need to recognize that this is the new normal. And people and businesses will adopt using the digital and technology. And therefore, you need to upgrade your skills by learning on online platform. There are many free online platforms that you could, upskill yourself. Definitely be part of the digital transformation, and your profile should be the first thing. You have to be digitally present, and by updating your resume, such as your resumes in JobStreet. And lastly, please invest on work from home setup, because it's a viable option that hirers would prefer over those who are not yet ready or has not invested in work from home setup.
All right. If you would like to apply for a job or looking for a job right now, you can go to the website of JobStreet Philippines. Philip Gioca, the country manager, thank you so much for joining us on The Final Word.